OCD is where you cannot literally control your mind. You have no control over your mind. All you can do is distract your mind, get your mind distracted from the obsessions and compulsions that automatically click your mind and that can click your mind every second. At first, I thought I wouldn't be able to ever recover from OCD because doctors and I met a lot of doctors and all of them said just recommended me various medication and psychotherapies and all. But I the thing in OCD is that I guess you need time. You need time for the chemical imbalance in your brain to be get settled down. So I changed a lot of psychiatrists and all, and thing that kept me up through all this severe OCD that kept my mind hunting every now and then was that I aimed many big things for my life, many big things that if I had not aimed for wouldn't have brought me out of my OCD. Like I'm not completely cured from OCD, but it is a much better, shukr alhamdulillah. It is now that I can control, at least I can go to school, I can do some work, and the anxiety and the depression and all the obsessions are now a bit controlled. So the thing is, you have to really give it time and see which medication does good for the mind of yours. And another thing is that CBT is a really good psychotherapy method, CBT, that can help many OCD patients. I have come across many OCD patients who have really benefited from CBT, though it did not benefit me at all. But there was a time when it did relax my mind, and I would suggest you all to go to a good psychotherapist, not a psychologist or not any random psychologist, but someone who can literally and completely read your mind and get the situation in which you are. Like, I changed a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists, and after changing like 5 to 6 psychologists, which was like a really big headache, I now have come across a good psychologist who really understands me and knows what I think, the way I think, the things which trouble me and all, and then he gives arguments and against my thoughts and obsessions and compulsions. So the thing is, you have to really wait and be patient when you are suffering from OCD. Like OCD is, if you will it on the net, it will come as an anxiety disorder, but severe OCD cannot describe by any definition. Severe extreme OCD I have been through is like hell. OCD, living with OCD is like living with a daily nightmare. It just finishes you from inside, but you have to be patient and have to like really get to know which medicine works for you the best. It's like a hit and trial method. I have like changed my medication for like 9 times, and my psychologist like so many times, and finally have came across some good medication, and the medication which I am taking is clomphenol, and it's 3 tablets every night, and that's all. But when I started the medication, it was like 4 to 6 medications, and it's so weird. It like paralyzed my whole body when I had the medicines, and the situation and the feeling is just so awful that cannot be described in words. So thing is, be patient and let time take its time, okay? Let your OCD, like I asked my psychologist why when I'm taking the medicine it's taking too long for me to recover. So he said like it's a complete chemical imbalance in the brain. So the brain needs to be changed completely and it needs a great a lot of time. So if you are suffering from OCD, it's not that you're alone. There are like half a million teenagers in USA, in America, and like 4 to 8 million people in the United States who are suffering from OCD. And we all are going through the same time, but don't give up because the game's only over when you give up. Okay, so don't ever give up. There are so many cures today for OCD. The last, when no medication, when no psychotherapy, nothing is working, then there are brain surgeries, gamma surgeries, and that's like the last thing recommended. But still, there are extreme amount of treatments, and many people. There are so many people who have not benefited at all from medication, psychotherapies. They have benefited from like 60%, 50 to 60%, 70 to 80% from these brain surgeries, but that I wouldn't recommend that at all because that is the last option when nothing is working and you have tried everything. So like I have had OCD from like 4 to 5 years, and 2 years ago, you can say 1.5 years ago, it was diagnosed when I was like in an extremely horrible state. I didn't know what the hell was happening with me. So it really takes time. I've been on medication from like let's say 2 years, and it's still taking time. It still will take a lot of time, but it's good that you start feeling better, and that's what you're living for every day. You have to live a complete, enjoyable, and extremely good life, and that's why we are living. Like I've seen many people I've met many people generalized disorders, generalized anxiety disorders, OCD, OCPD, and there's so many other mental disorders that there are, and they're like, why just don't we kill ourselves? Well, killing or something like this wouldn't like really help. Why would you end this life? This life is like get it once, so shouldn't have any negative feelings. Have a positive approach always. Positive approach. A positive approach is the only thing that has let me come out of that extreme and severe OCD that I was going through once in my life. So I'll be inshallah making other videos too. It's just a raw video I'm making. So if you guys wanna contact me, I really use Facebook. I don't use MSN or Skype. So you can add me, search me and add me on hasanabasanur@yahoo.com. HASSANABBASENBER@yahoo.com. And we would always it's good to share with other people who are going through the same difficulty, the same problem, and hope we inshallah one day we all get out of our OCD and become normal, and we can live our lives as normal people inshallah. Thank you.